Good morning. The time is 2 PM here in the UK, or 9 AM Eastern Time, and it's the 29th of September 2023. And I'm going to go over my trade plan for today. I've got some good levels lined up. Just a quick one. Our Discord server's down. I think there's an issue with Discord today. So if anybody's trying to access the stream via Discord or trying to log into Discord, you may have to hold on. I had a quick check, and it's something to do with Cloudflare, and it's saying that it says that you are blocked, but I don't believe that's true. Yeah, it looks like it might be up and running again soon. So, okay, just thought I'd let you know. Right, so let's crack on with the levels for today. On my screen is the MES S&P index micro futures. We're looking at the 60-minute time frame. Before we do, let's start on the daily, and we discussed this last couple of days. We saw this bottom candle with slightly increased volume, and then yesterday we saw more buying than selling, and again increased volume as well there. Let's just make that a bit longer. And I in fact entered into a swing trade as we broke the high of that candle, and I'm currently, I think I'm still in it right now. I'm going to check that. Yeah, well, we'll definitely still be. My stops there, and I'm looking to get in on the fibs. My target is going to be, let's try that again. My target's going to be around this area. In fact, I'm looking around this area anyway. It's a 50% on the fibs, and we've got the 618% there, so this entire area is a good target. So I'm holding that for a bit. Okay, so let's look at some levels for today. We are looking a bit stronger. We're potentially going to have a bit of a pullback. If we can get above this daily 43.83, then we've got a bit of a gap up to 4,400, which is a psychological number, and it's a daily number as well. And above 4,400, we've got around 4,420 as potential resistance coming down to here. So something to keep an eye on. I think that's really what we're watching for. So basically, potential reject at 43.80 and 4,400. So let's look at the daily for a second and the hourly. So in the hourly, you can see this lovely head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern. We were talking about this yesterday. We've been talking about this for a couple of days, and the neckline is around about that area there. And one of my trades yesterday was a break and retest of this high, this pre-market high, and I ran it straight up, which is a good trade. I'll be looking for something similar today. So my levels for today, I'm looking for it to pull back down into this area, 43.62, 43.60. So this is the area I'm watching for, and that's what I really want to go long. So I want to go with the trend still. So we're putting in a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And so I really want to pull back to this area and then push back up. Target wise, we are looking at the downward trailing 200 moving average, and we've got the 4,400. So these are good targets to keep an eye on. Let's have a look at fibs as well. If we do get any pullback, no, that's fine. I think this is an area to watch out for as well. So I'm watching for this level here, which is 43, 44 area, and that's a potential area we could see a bounce from, which has got the tops of these candles, the bottoms of these candles, bottoms of these candles. So a potential area to watch out for. So my first trade, which we might be coming into it soon, is 43.62. So that's what I'm watching for, a bounce, and that's going to be a higher probability but with confirmation. So I don't really want to just get into that level. I want to see it come down, maybe rest for a bit and reverse and put in a reversal candle. So a bottom tail candle with a bit like that. So that's what I'm looking for, or even a double bottom here for push up. So that's what I'm watching for, break and retest. We've already broken it, we're waiting for the retest. As for a bounce, if we come into this neckline area or this area, potentially these are bounce areas, so 43, 45 and 43, 35 potential bounce areas. And if we do come back down into here, potentially watching the double bottom which comes in from here, maybe we can come back down for another double bottom. So 43, 83 is a potential bounce area as well. And we could, like, you know, if we go back to the daily, it's likely we could see a double bottom and we could come back down, retest this area before pushing up, or we could even come back down and retest the edge of that demand zone or the 200 moving average, and for our retracement back up again. Just to remind us, we're still in a daily downtrend and we have to break this pivot up here, so we need to break 45.60, most likely 4600 basically, that number there, for us to be back in an uptrend. So you treat it as a downtrend on the trading. So long moves are potentially scalps, and shorts are potentially higher probability. Saying that, I'm still in the swing trade, so I'll keep an eye on that one today as well. So back to the hourly. Rejection wise, got this 4400, nice round number, and it's this demand and the supply zone as well, and potentially 43.78, 43.80 as a potential rejection as well. One thing I do want to do, because it's no longer valid, get rid of these trend lines. I'll keep this one, but I want to put a new one in. Do that one as well. So I'm going to put a new trend line in, which will be linking these together, and I want to link the bodies together. So if we were to put the bottom of there, here we go, use the bodies of the candles. So we're in this upward trend, hourly change of trend, and I just want to do a clone. So select, here we go, and pretty much ignoring those tails, we're in that range, and the clone. So potentially we're coming into this area as well, and that's an area already marked off, and it's a 200 rising average, and it's the top of this trend, this channel. You could even move it up to, you could even have the channel ending there. So if we do see a bit of a push up, we've got a potential resistance with the 200, the daily, and also we've got this upward channel as well. So something to keep an eye on as well. So this area is a potential rejection area, 4400, if we are to carry on playing this channel up. And obviously if we break down through the channel, we could see some movement back down to the bottom. So for a higher risk rejection, we will have to be this little mini head and shoulders pattern there as well. It's going to have to be below 43.35. I'm going to get potentially 43.45 as well. Okay, so just to sum up the levels again, we've got rejection, higher probability rejection at 4400, or this entire area, 43.80 to 4400. We've got a break and retest, which I'm watching for at this level here, which is 43.62, and that's the pre-market high, or the pivot from the pre-market high. And if we do break down, then we've got, I think, 43.35 as a break and retest short, and potentially coming into the bottom here or the bottom down here. And obviously we've got a bounce area down here at 42.77 to 42.83. That's the areas to watch for around here. That's it really for MES. Quick look at SPY. Exactly the same as MES. We've got 431 area, 430.80, 430.90 to 431 as a retest area long. Potential rejection at 433 to 432.86, and obviously 435 is a higher probability rejection. And again, if we come down, we've got this area here, the neckline, the shoulders I meant, potentially 425 for a bounce, but the better bounce would be at 422.33. Qs looking strong as well. It's broken over this area as well. We're coming into a possible area of resistance just there. If we come back down to that area, Qs might be worth a break and retest at 461 roughly, 460.80, sorry 360.80, for a potential break and retest for a target of 365. Rejection area at 370. We've had that area for a while, and potentially we could, if it does pull back, we could come back for a break and retest at 362, which is that area there. Or if we just or we could use that as a break and retest if we are strong in the open, and then we can pull back to that area. And obviously we've got our bounces down here as well, 355 and 351. Nasdaq is probably very similar. So on the Nasdaq, interesting to see that we've pushed above the 200 moving average and we've closed above it, but we are into that same level as well. And if we can hold above this 200, then potentially we might see some move up. We've got this big void to fill as well, and we've got this point of control 15,400 is a potential rejection area, and that's purely because of this supply zone area, and we've got this point of control which indicates that we are quite, that's an area of concentrated volume. So if we can see a big push up, we could see a big day today. This area 15,250 through to 350 area is a potential rejection area or target if you're long, but we've got to get over this pivot. And then last but not least is oil. Oh wow, it's interesting. A nice big red move. So let's go into the daily first. So we've been seeing oil's been having this increase of volume, which can indicate, as I said yesterday, potential end in volume. Higher volume means there's lots of buying and selling, potentially inside or smart money, getting the most of their shares they've got from way down here. And where we're on the daily, so we've broken over that pivot, we've got that area there, let's put that in as well. In fact, I'll get rid of that one, let's just clone the daily level. And you can see that area as well, it's the tops of that candle, tops of candles and bottoms of candles as well, so it's a good area on the daily. And probably no coincidence, that's exactly where we went to yesterday as well. Came up into that area and rejected it. So where are we going from here? Volume wise, wasn't much conviction in sellers because it's less volume than the previous day. When it just needs a potentially, we could see it break with that area which it has and retest for another push up. Needs to get over this 95 area, and that's an area. What's the volume like? Concentrated volume in that area. Yeah, so you can see this volume profile higher concentrated volume, which makes sense because you've got lots of buying and selling at these areas, and we've got volume coming in over here. So if we can break through that area, then potentially we've got quite well. We could potentially get over $100 a barrel, and we could see it push up quite hard for the winter. What I'm really waiting for is for it to come back down to this area, 84.80, 84 area, and I'm looking for probably, I want to refine it a bit. I'm trying to find a better bounce. 87.40 to 88 is a potential bounce area on the daily, maybe for a swing. If we can get down to that area there, this entire area, I think 84.20 potential bounce as well. So let's have a look at the hourly for today. So we've got the highs came in, put a lower low, and then we've got a lower high coming in, that high, that low there. If we can break down through here, potentially we might be looking for, can we get something back down to this area? I'm not sure if it's tradable at the moment. Came out, we got the 50 moving average, which rejected that quite nicely. Yeah, because it's in a big uptrend, it's very hard to try and short. I think looking for a long would be the better. I'm going to keep an eye on this area here, 92.40. If we can get back down to this area, I might look for a potential bounce. And then we've got the areas on the daily as well to watch for. So I don't really want to go short on this at the moment because there's still, we haven't confirmed an hourly downtrend yet. We're still in an uptrend, and we've just bounced off of that pivot. So potentially it's just a small pullback, and we could be looking for a nice either double top or the break of that top as well. So potentially a long is looking better than a short, but the long on the daily is so extended. Even though we've got back to the 8, we're still quite far away from the 20 and the 50, so we are due a bit of a pullback at some point. So potentially this top and tail as well in daily could show a sign of reversal. And again, we've got increased volume, and we've had increased volume for the last few days as well. So potentially we're looking at a possible reversal up there. If it breaks that low, potentially might be worth looking for a short, maybe a swing trade short. And we need to get past 91.50. We need to drop below 91.50 and maybe pull back to retest that area. So that's a potential area. So basically where we are, where this, I'm going to move the daily down to there. So we'll break, retest, short. I think that's what I'm watching for. 91.70, 91.50 is exactly what I'm watching for a break low. Okay, that's it really. Hopefully these levels make sense. It's a bit last minute because I was having issues with Discord and I've been out this morning, so I'll just sit looking at levels as I'm doing this video. Just to recap, MES, I'm still watching for a retest of that area, 43.62, 48 long play. We've changed trend now in the hourly. We're in an hourly uptrend where we're putting in a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, lows, potentially a higher high. And if we come back down, I'll be looking for a long around this area, 43, 44, and that's the tops of those candles. But also it's around the bottom of this channel, which I didn't consider until I've then just noticed that. So that's going to be a good area to go long, 43, 44, 43, 45. And that's it. And obviously we've got the obvious areas, the big areas down here and down here for bounces. And we're watching potential, yeah, I don't like that for a bounce, I'm not sure, that's a bit messy. But I think tops of yesterday, highs of yesterday, all this area could be a potential bounce area. But I'm really waiting for the bounce at 43.62. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, and I look forward to seeing some of you in our Discord server if it's up and running a bit later.